Hello, everyone. It's your man, Stan the Man Martin. Happy to be with you all here today on Reach Talk. We have a very exciting show for you all. Before we get into all of that, I want to also welcome, my wonderful, exciting, intelligent, and extraordinary co-host, Miss Ebony. How are you doing today?
I am well. Listen, I'm extraordinary because I work with Stan the Man Martin. So I'm just glad to be here today. And I'm super excited about our guest today. And let's get right to it. I don't want to waste any more time. But I know Stan, you're gonna tell everyone what Reach is all about.
No worries,
Take
no
it from
worries.
there.
Yes, yes, yes. And our other co-host, Samantha, what, she decided to take a vacation, so we gave her some time off with all this work that we're doing out here. But we're gonna
Right.
send her a shout out to her and her
Shout out
family.
to
So
Samantha. She deserves it.
yes, yes, yes. So enjoy your vacation. We'll catch her on the other side when she comes back. But we're gonna get right into it, like Miss Ebony said. For those of you who don't know, now you know. REACH stands for Racial and Ethnic Approaches Towards Community Health. And here it is. This is a place and space where we talk about all things, in terms of health related issues that are affecting Black and Brown communities. That are affecting those communities that really, in some cases, have some of the greatest needs, but also more importantly, where we really amplify our strengths and not just talk about our weaknesses. All right. So we're gonna be here today. We're gonna spend some time together. For some of you, it's in the morning. For some of you on the West Coast joining us, what I'm saying, it might be a little bit early or later, wherever you are. We're gonna have an enriching conversation. All right. So without further ado, let's get right into it. I want to welcome our esteemed guest, the one and only Ms. Marsha McWilson.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Stan. I am truly humbled and thanking you for inviting me on today. Anytime I hear Stan the Man, I am in demand. How about that?
All right, all right. We're gonna have to market that one. We're gonna have to copyright that one.
Well, you already know I'm a songwriter. I'll write them like that. That's
How
it.
about that? How about
There
that?
you go.
Yes,
I'm gonna
yes.
work on you a song, Stan. I'm gonna
Oh,
work on you a
okay.
song.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
Okay.
Uh oh. Uh oh. It's out there on
Oh,
the internet now, so we gotta speak it into existence. So
oh yeah, you'll have it. You'll have it soon
no worries. No
for your
worries.
for your radio show. So when your radio show comes on, we'll have something for you. Okay,
All
Come
right.
on
promise.
now.
Stay tuned. Stay.
That's
That's
right.
the teaser out there for y'all. So stay tuned. It's coming.
Listen,
All right.
love it. Love
Yeah.
it.
Oh gosh,
So, Miss
yes.
Marsha, tell us a little bit, if you don't mind, please, just a little bit for those who might not, be familiar with your work and who you are. Tell us a little tea about who you are and where you're from, man.
Well, number one, I am born and raised in the city of Niagara Falls, the seventh wonder of the world, and I have just done serving. And by me serving, I'm singing and sharing, and I do hair, and I have a salon for the last 30 years. I have just developed the need to help people. And this is my gift to motivate them, to encourage them, and to inform them. So I'm seeing that God has put me on many platforms, and the journey that He has taken me on, it is incredible. It has allowed me to be a national recording artist. It's allowed me to be a motivational speaker trained by Les Brown. Um, it allowed me to be a woman minority business, a LLC,
Right.
and when I tell you, I just see the doors as he's opened. He's just opened up a door for me to be inducted as the first Black female artist to be inducted in the Music Hall of Fame, and
Say
that one right
what?
there
Say
was a
what?
surprise. Yeah, that was a
Congrats.
surprise for me. Didn't know I was not alone getting inducted, but then didn't know that I was going to be the first Black woman. So I've made history on something that God has just allowed me to be. And I got so many hats. Like someone told me, "Oh, Marsha, don't say you got jobs. And I'm like, when you get paid for this stuff, ain't that a job? So I want to say I'm an actress. I am a songwriter. I am also a wife of 28 years, and that's the hardest job right there.
Mm.
28 years from as they say, a brother from Buffalo. So y'all know.
Right, right, right.
Got my hands full. Not no discredit to Buffalo, but my mama always say, watch them Buffalo people. See, I'm from
Yes.
nice little. I'm from nice little corny Niagara Falls. You know, it ain't corny no more.
No, no, I
But
ain't
and
going no more.
who you telling?
Yeah.
And then I was blessed with two miracle sons. Stan, I was 400 pounds and could not have any children. And God blessed me 7 years later without any help from any doctors
Mm.
to have two beautiful sons. And that's the one that you hear on the record, Rona Mae Blues. He's produced that at the age of, he's 19, but the stuff that he's done it at 13 and 14 years old. And you're going to hear a lot of his music, and
Yeah.
that's another show. But
Wow.
that right there is who I am.
All right.
And I know I'm forgetting a whole lot of stuff, but I don't want to sound, you know, too much.
No,
Oh, and I'm
no.
a or
You're not too much. You got to tell
yeah.
the truth.
You from Niagara Falls? We got our hands full.
Ah!
Like the seventh wonder of the world,
The
okay?
seventh
That's
wonder.
right.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
and
So,
also I'm also a licensed ordained elder from Zion Dominion Global Ministry with my pastor, Roderick L. Hennings. And I've been with them for over 17 years.
mhm.
So I know I'm forgetting something because I was doing a show one day and I forgot a whole lot of stuff. But let me tell you what I am. I am someone who you will never forget. I am someone that will change your life if you spoke to me in 5 minutes. I'm someone that's going to encourage you to keep living when you want to commit suicide. That's who I am. God called me to be her. And this is Marsha McWilson.
Wow. Amen. 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 We're gonna pass the plate, you know, you know, over the airways and wherever you are, So thank you for that wonderful introduction and just sharing, who you are, with us. I was just wondering, like some of our listeners might not be familiar like with Reach. Like we focus on, as I mentioned earlier, addressing chronic illness or chronic diseases, in black and brown and black and brown communities, and we do a lot of work surrounding increasing access to food and nutrition, educating and building awareness surrounding the importance of breastfeeding, looking at some of the historical traumas that the communities and spaces that we work in. We're improving those conversations, those community clinical linkages with healthcare providers and and residents, and preventing tobacco, and we're also trying to increase awareness of flu and COVID, how important it is to get vaccinated. Can you talk a little bit about why you're partnering with Reach? Can you talk a little bit about that, please?
Well, actually, Stan, I too had coronavirus. My son was going to school last year at Niagara University, and I was praying over him, and I was telling him, be careful. And when I tell you, Stan, my son came home and he says, my eyes hurt when I look up. And I'm like, no, Cameron, your eyes ain't hurting. Next thing he come back, I can't taste nothing. I said, no, Cameron, please tell me you can taste something. Next thing, I can't smell nothing. I said, oh my God, I got to take my baby. Took him and got him tested. And I said, while I'm here with them, I might as well get tested too. Not knowing they called. And when they called, I saw unknown. You don't want to see unknown. That means that right there is a health department. And
Mm.
they called and they said, your son has COVID. Not my pride, not my joy. God, I didn't pray. I didn't put the oil on him. What? Why my baby? You know what my heart is, God. Why would you do this? Not saying that why would he do it. You don't post a question. And next thing you know, 5 minutes later, the phone rang. You got COVID too. What? Oh my God. I said, I got high blood pressure. I got all this stuff going on with me. Oh my God. Scared out of my mind. All of a sudden, we come in, we tell my husband, tell my son, my other son, y'all got to stay away from us. We got COVID. Next thing you know it, they didn't listen. Both of them came down with COVID. They didn't stay away. And my husband was affected more than any of us. My other son is so rough that COVID said, I can't even deal with him. He was sick one day. You hear me? Which is a blessing.
Right.
You know how these kids is. They don't sit down. They don't rest. He was sick one day. Next day, fine. I'm like, oh my God. But my husband was in the hospital for 10 days and on his way to the ventilator. And I began to pray like crazy, especially when all them bills start coming in, y'all. I said, Jesus, please don't take my husband. I need my husband.
Right.
And all of a sudden, the doctor called, said, I don't know what happened, but he didn't turn and he's getting ready to go home. I said, oh my God, thank you for the prayers. So the prayers saved us, but it didn't save my sister. My sister made soup for my husband, and my sister ended up dying on Christmas morning. Do you hear me? Christmas morning. She couldn't breathe and went into cardiac arrest. She didn't know she had COVID. I came to her and I said, Matt, I said, Vanessa, baby, you got COVID. I don't got no COVID, Dr. Marsha. I said, baby, sound like you got COVID. Don't wait till the last minute and can't breathe. And we got to rush you to the hospital. That next day, it was Christmas morning. I got a call. Paramedics is at my sister's house working on her. And she had a heart attack on Christmas morning. And they brought her back and they kept her on life support for, I think, 4 days. And then they released her and she died on New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, we had to let her go. Now that right there was my sister that helped raise me. You know how you got mothers and fathers, but then you got your older sister who you with all the time. She rocked me to sleep at night. She was a cosmetologist, the first one to have a salon, a Black woman to have a commercial salon in Niagara Falls. Known everywhere, big elder, big preacher, big mover and shaker. It devastated our world. And you want to tell me that these people talking about this is a hoax? I wish it was a hoax. And I want y'all to bring me back my sister if it's a hoax. My sister's gone. And when I say these people talking about don't get vaccinated, I don't know what's in it. You don't know what's in that weed, but yet you smoking it. I don't know. You don't know what's in your high blood pressure, but I know I'm taking 5 pills every day. I don't know what's in it, but I'm taking them pills. You don't know what's in a whole lot of stuff, but guess what? You better take it because this thing is serious business. I have touched it and I have seen how powerful that thing is. And it ain't no joke. I lost 6 other family members. And it was so bad I had to write a song, Rona May Blues. You got me singing it. To know that you're here today and gone tomorrow, and all you had to do is try to have a vaccine to help you, it's too easy. But you thinking so much about somebody trying to do something to you. Yeah, the virus is trying to kill you. You need to get your butt vaccinated for the simple fact people are dying every day. They've just kept it quiet about the death toll because they're spooking the people. People don't want to go back to work. You better know people dying every day for coronavirus. Don't forget it.
Right.
Trust me.
Right. My heart goes out to you and your family, and thank you so much, for sharing your testimony with us. And you mentioned about your song, Rona May Blues, and we have just a piece of that we're going to play right now for our listeners, and then we're going to come back, to this segment, and Ebony, she's going to chime in, and we're going to go from there. So we
Thank you,
have our
sir.
wonderful um, technician and engineer, Miss Angelita, who's joining us. If you could play a couple bars of Rona May Blues for our audience who may not have heard it. And for those of you who have been deeply impacted by COVID, you and your family members, this is for you all, and our thoughts are with you.
This song is dedicated to the ones who lost their lives to coronavirus. Your names will never be forgotten. Vanessa, Darlene, Gordon, Philip, Daryl, Rose, Marlon,
Uncle James, Tyler.
Many of you fill in the blank and sing this song with me. Corona May Blues. Who would have thought this virus would come and tear our lives apart? I never would have thought your name, Vanessa, would be among the millions who sadly departed. If only I knew it was gonna be the last time I would have saw you. Rona May Blues, 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 Rona May Blues. You tore our lives apart. This pandemic has caused a terrible change.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And wow. I just feel like people need a moment to really just sit with what they're feeling, to hear Miss Marsha's story, what she's experienced, and really the connectivity with Reach. So Reach has the focus that Stan talked about in all of those different avenues and health and chronic diseases and all of those things that impact Black and Brown communities. Just to hear the extent of the loss, I'm just like, how do you re-engage from that? So we have to take a moment to kind of sit back and take it all in. And Marsha, I commend you for being able to pen something to help you during your grief process. But even in the grief process, you still have the desire to live and to help others see and pursue living, even with the devastation of this pandemic. So I want to kind of segue to why do you think people are so hesitant? And you touched on it a little bit earlier. Why do you think people are so hesitant about getting vaccinated? And what are some things that you tell them? You shared some things about many times we take medication, we don't know what's actually the ingredients in it. But what do you believe is overall the hesitancy for many of our community members?
They don't trust. They don't trust the government system. You got to realize this is a great devastation that happened in the world. And, everybody, even myself, is wondering, how could this happen? And so they have so many theories of people trying to explain this whole COVID thing and why they're doing it. I've heard just last night, I was debating with my other sister. Got two sisters left. By the way, Stan, I'm the 12th child, 6 brothers and 6 sisters. I've lost all of them except 4. So I know about death. And I know about death for real firsthand. And recently, just losing my two sisters. I lost a sister 2 years ago, and then my sister Vanessa in December, and then I just lost my sister-in-law Doris, and that was 2 months ago. So when I say I've lost, I mean, some people got sister-in-laws can't stand the in-laws. I've been with her since I was 2 years old. She's the only sister I know. So when I tell you I've been hit, you wouldn't believe these are people who are not just, oh, I knew them. No, I took care of them. And my other sister is not vaccinated. And I've talked to her and she says, well, my nickname is Plunk. So she says, Plunk, no, what they're trying to do is inject us in microchips so they can control our mind. And I said, okay, I get it. So Mac, don't you know you got the power of God in you? I don't care what they inject in me. I got the power of God in me. And I know no weapon that is formed against me shall prosper. Aren't you saved? What are you thinking about? Well, no, y'all go ahead. I'm going to be all right. And I'm like, you're going to be all right. I just got through talking to one of my friends who came down for a funeral. Her husband got vaccinated and she didn't. They went back home and guess what? She's dead. So she's trying to protect herself from being injected with something she don't know about. Now she ain't got to worry about no injection because she dead. So there is a lot of fear. It's a lot of theories that's going on that they're listening. They're listening to things on YouTube. They're listening on Christian TV. And this is the problem why nobody want to do it, because they're hearing so many negative things that they're going to turn into a zombie. I've even heard they're going to be, have you heard that, Stan? That
I
they're
have.
Yes, yes.
okay.
I have. I have. And you know what? Like, this is a bigger conversation. And as when we started Reach Talk, we said we're going to get right on down where the rubber meets the road. There's a faith conversation, a distrust in government, but you touched on faith tremendously. But I want to also talk to you because I know you also are a part of the city of Niagara Falls school system, and you spend a lot of time with our young people.
My God.
What are you hearing from our young people about their hesitancy of being vaccinated? And have you heard anything about their parents' position on the vaccine being a barrier for them? Can you just kind of spend a little time and just talk about what you're hearing with our young adults, our youth and our young adults, because they don't like to be called kids, because some of them are 18, 19, and they're just treading on that pathway where they're actually making decisions about their own health care. So can you share what you're hearing from them and how you encourage them?
Okay. I'm a motivational speaker contracted by the Board of Education, where I go into three to five schools. And I am hearing, you would not believe it, I am afraid of needles. Are you serious? I'm hearing, Miss Marsha, my mom and dad won't let me get a shot, and I they said no. So the parents are telling the kids that they're not getting a shot, and you show not getting a shot. And I actually stood, and it's just so good for you to ask me that. I actually stood in the line of at the Dollar Tree, and I actually mapped out a conversation with two young people, because they all love me and they all know me. And I said, listen, I want to ask you, do you guys got your vaccination? And they said, no, Miss Marsha, we didn't get it. I said, oh, okay. So let me ask you this. What are your kids gonna do when you die? They looked. I said, do you realize that you can just walk outside and walk next to the wrong person, get a whiff of them, and you're gone, and your kids is going to be fatherless and motherless? So I put that to them. And once I start talking to them about doing it for your kids, then their conversation changed and said, Miss Marsha, you know what? I'm going to do it. So mainly it's young people not believing. They don't believe nothing until it happens. Okay. They're afraid of the needles, and the children are listening to what their parents are telling them to do. The parents don't want to get vaccinated, and though now they didn't put it in the kids' mind, and the kids sure is not going to be excited about a shot. So you already know we went crazy when we knew we had to get a shot. So this is what's going on with that hesitancy in the teenage year. But when I tell you, I put it to my kids like this: we getting a shot together, all of us. Anybody living in this house, you getting vaccinated, because you ain't gonna kill us. We done had it once. You can get it again, people. And I heard that the vaccination, it doesn't stop the virus, but it does stop you from dying. Am I correct?
Correct. So what I love the fact that it's something we can't skim across. Like we can't be cute about it. COVID, we lost so many lives to COVID, we can't be cute. We want to talk about, and our work is around COVID-19, flu vaccinations, and overall being vaccinated for yourself, your family, and your community, everyone that you're around, everyone that you love, right? So that has been our campaign for the past year or so, that while we're doing, and we have those, we're trying to create that healthy behavior and encouraging people to do it. But I love the fact that even after they say no, you leave the door open for a later conversation. So even though we may not be on the same page, we're continuing to leave that space open for people to come back and still come and confide in you, talk to you, and you're a spokesperson for them, but also an advocate for them when they're ready. We have a few minutes left. I want you to tell people how they can, what do you have coming up on the horizon for you, how they can follow you, how they can stay connected to you. Because I'm certain people are going to be inspired by this conversation. And it's a real talk. You might need your Kleenex and you might need to step away for a minute, because honestly, I'm like, whoa. And it's not just about a tearjerker. This is about telling you the truth.
That's right.
So our pillars for Reach has been how to protect ourselves against COVID-19, how to care for ourselves if we get it. And I mean, there's no right or wrong, but to, about going about it, because you can get it. It's in the air. Look,
in the air.
It's in the air.
And that's what I'm telling them.
It's in the air. And what we can do to protect ourselves, and our stories and our testimonies that we share highlight living with it, our physician that cares for it. And y'all stay tuned for that, because y'all will stay connected. So I want to give Marsha the opportunity to tell people how they can follow her, stay connected with her, and be inspired and learn all of the applicable things to do to keep that continuum and that momentum of maintaining a healthier life.
Well, you can follow me on MarshaMcWilson.com. That's my website. I'm on all social platforms. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I am on Spotify Music, Apple Music. And actually, I have a huge show. Me being the first Black woman, local, I'm going to do a huge show at Batavia Downs, October 14th. And guess what, y'all? They're going to give me, the ticket is $10. And then they're going to give you $10 back to go and play on the casino floor. Now, if you don't play, that's okay. Give somebody else your voucher, because they'll take it. But it is in October. I need that whole place packed, because I will be sharing Rona Mae Blues. I will be sharing Etta James. Don't I look like Etta? That's what they say. I sound like her too. I've been practicing her for many, many years. I sing on Tom Joyner cruise ships, and that's where I do Etta James. And I do it all over the country. So I'm going to be doing Aretha. I'm going to be doing Etta, Gladys Knight, Tina Turner, even Cher, y'all. I'm doing the covers, dressing up like a full Las Vegas show. So I want you guys to call Lottie, call Dottie, call everybody, and let them know that Marsha is going to be doing my first show since the COVID shutdown. And we need to pack it out tickets are online at Batavia Downs. I believe it's Eventbrite that you can look it up. But Stan and sweetheart, when I tell you, thank you for the opportunity. You guys were great. This interview wasn't like an interview. It's just like you're talking to me and I'm talking to you, which is easy to do. And sometimes it's not always that good to have someone interview you and they miss it all. But you guys pulled it out of me. And it was a beautiful, beautiful interview. Thank you for picking me to help me save lives.
Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. So we're winding down. If whenever you get the opportunity to look at this, go back to it, you might need to go back to it a couple of times and just feel like, whoo, I want to live. I want to live. I'm going to do what it takes to live. So go, if you're available, you're in the Western New York area, you want to be at October 14th, Batavia Downs. Get vaccinated before you show up. Wear your mask.
Right.
Do all your PPE. She shared with you. You get that $10 voucher. Go and see her and celebrate life. Living is about life. And we're just so glad that you joined us here at Reach Talk with myself and Stan the Man Martin and our bestest friend, Samantha Nephew, that is out on vacation, that will be back with us. Keep coming back to us. Bring your pen and pad. Learn with us. Grow together, and let's heal together. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Be blessed, everybody.
Love you, Ebony. Love you, Stan the Man. All
Love
right,
you too.
darling. You were great.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you.
Reach Buffalo, promoting a healthy community. Reach, racial and ethnic approaches to community health locally in Buffalo to reduce racial and ethnic health disparities and rates of chronic disease. We want to make a change by reducing exposure to tobacco in housing and work areas, by increasing access to nutritious foods, by creating a breastfeeding community, by increasing referrals to primary care and community health providers, and by implementing community work groups. Reach Buffalo will concentrate on Ferry Street itself, as well as a community that resides within 4 blocks to the north and south of the corridor in 5 zip code areas: 14208, 14209, 14211, 14213, and 14215 in Buffalo, New York, with disparities in rates of chronic disease. Get involved. Ferry area residents will have an opportunity to have a platform to voice their opinions, organize, and make decisions in these efforts. For more information, you can contact Ebony M. White, Community Outreach Coordinator, at 716-268-2954.